a Heineken 0-0.
Fake injury alert, Travian.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back like we never left on the Cat's Corner podcast with your host, the three-time World Karate Champion, WCW legend, WWE legend, Academy Award-nominated film actor, in The Wrestler, and a lot of other things if you just cut on Netflix or whatever. But he is Ernest, the Cat Miller. I am Ray W. Don't mean to trouble you. Keziah, a.k.a. Big Shug, manager of future Hall of Famers. And we are discussing a lot of things today, but before we get going, Kat, I know you're about ready to chomp at the bit, but we got to say hey and thank you to Recite. Thank you.
To most, this looks done, broken, hopeless, a teardown. But wiping the slate clean, that costs more than money. It costs time, resources, and waste. Recite sees more. Beneath the wear, potential. Beneath the cracks, opportunity. We reinforce, we regrade, we reimagine. Because smart fixes save time, money, and the planet. What's old isn't broken, it just needs the right hands. Recite. Practical solutions, lasting value.
Lasting value.
Ray, how do these shades look? I mean,
Man,
do I
you look
cool?
you look great. You look great. You look like Hollywood came to Atlanta. Today, my brother, we are wrestling with demons. Talk to me a little bit about wrestling with demons. You wrestle.
I mean, you said it. You know, to me. What do you? I mean, it's your label. What do you mean wrestling with demons? What do you mean?
I would say people that have wrestled. Some of our friends that we know in the industry that, and you know them a whole lot better than I do, or we do as fans. You know, we hear the stories, the horror stories about, you know, drug addiction, alcohol dependency, blah blah blah, pain pills, blah blah blah, and other things. You know, a lot of people, you know, wrestle with homosexuality. A lot of people wrestle with alcoholism.
Whoa.
A lot of people wrestle with
Wait a minute. Whoa.
With
Hey,
drugs.
Gabe. Hey, wait a minute. Where did homosexual stuff come from?
I know. I'm just saying people wrestling with demons.
Wait a minute. How is that a demon?
I don't know. I'm just saying people.
You need
like
Ray. You need to pause, man, because you always bringing up this stuff like that has nothing to do with the show today. The demons we were talking about was maybe guys who had to use a little motivation to get in the ring, to push themselves through a match, you know, like pain pills,
or
alcohol, weed.
What about cocaine? Weed.
I don't think, you know what? I don't think the cocaine was a thing you put into your body before a wrestling match. You know, I think the cocaine was just, to me, that was just stuff some of the guys probably did. And I don't know. I've never seen any one of my wrestling friends use cocaine, because I never used it. But I never seen anybody use cocaine. Now, pain pills.
Any drugs. So you haven't used anything.
No, well, you know, my demon was myself, you know, because I've always wanted to do the best I can do. And I thought things like that hinder me instead of, you know, motivate me.
Well, that ain't a demon. That's just good sense.
So, but you know what? Every now and then I had a hurt back, a hurt knee. You know, I had pain in my body. And I just didn't wrestle. I just, you know, I may take the day off and tell them, listen, I need to rest. But a lot of guys did not want to give that up, man, because they were looking for the spot. You know, I'm going to tell you a story. And I'm not going to tell you too much about it, but I'm going to tell you this story. It was a story about me when I tore my ACL. Mm-hmm. When I tore my ACL in the ring wrestling Norman Smiley. I wrestled I tore my ACL. I've never been in so much pain in my life. And once I went home and seen the doctor, he told me the procedures and what he was going to have to do to get me back, not just back to normal, but get me back in the ring. It was a lot of stuff I was going to have to go through. And part of that was taking pain pills just to be able to sleep. So, I had the knee surgery, I had the ACL repaired by Dr. James Andrew. And when he finished surgery, immediately he went straight to working on my knee. The next morning I was in rehab. Pain, pain, pain. I mean, it was so bad, man. So one day I decided, they gave me these muscle pain pills. They said, take these every 3 hours, every 4 hours. Make sure you take one 4 hours before you go to bed so you can sleep at night. So I took the 4 pills and I said, I didn't take them during the day, but I said, one night I said, I'm going to try. I'm going to try one. So I put one in, I took it. And man, let me tell you something. That pill knocked me out. I mean, I was out so cold that I woke up just sweat all over my body. And it felt like I was like still asleep. I was up walking around. So I told myself, I'll never try this pain pill again. I never do this pain stuff again. These pills, I'll never take them. So, I was able to get through it. I got back to, got myself back to going to work. Then eventually I got back, in the ring. And those 30 pills he gave me, I never used them. I only used one. So I had 29 pills still at home. So I remember I was going through a match. I had just got there. We was the last match. And it was a guy in the locker room. Very well-known wrestler. Very, very well-known wrestler who is not with us now. He's not with us now. And he had just came over from WWF. And him and I was in the ring. Our match was the last match. And I remember this guy talking to me about his back was hurting and everything. I told him about my knee, and he said, man, that's good. You back so fast. What do you do? I said, man, listen, the first thing they gave me was these pain pills. He said, what? He said, yeah. He said, they gave me some pain pills, man. And the pain is so bad, but I didn't take the pills. He said, so what you do with the pills? I said, I still got them. Then he said, oh my God. He said, can I have those pills? Then I said, what? I said, I guess so. They just at home in my medicine chest. I guess you can. And then he went on to tell me, he said, Cat, I have to take 13 of those pills, not one like me. He said he had to take 13 of those strong ass pills that I took one of and it knocked me out. He said he had to take 13, not to sleep, 13 pills just to get in the ring.
Just to function.
No, just to get in the ring, to wrestle. Not function. 13. That's not fun. 13 pills, just 13 of those pain pills. Very strong pain pill I had. So, and it was so fun. So I never gave it to him, but about maybe a month or 6 months later, this same dude told me that OD'd. He died.
Dang.
He died. I swear. And I'm going to tell you who it was. Because, it's just a lesson learned. I wish I knew. See, I knew nothing about drugs. I knew nothing about pain pills. I knew nothing about, like you said, Ray, I wasn't that person.
No, you don't do that.
Drugs. So, it was Big Boss Man.
Oh, Big Ray Trailer.
Yeah, it was Big Ray, man. Big Ray was getting ready to go, and he told me he had to take 14 of those pills just to get to the ring, just to have wrestle. So I guess he wanted mine just so he can refill or something. But I really never had time to bring it to him because remember he OD'd on some pills. So that's the demon I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
And I used to see it over and over with some of my friends when we hit the road together, man, and we were riding, man, and I'll look over and they are normal. We having a normal conversation. I see them because, I recognize and notice everything around me. Nathan, I see the hand go to the mouth. And then Nathan, I look over and their eyes rolling up in their head.
Wow.
I mean, who do you blame for this?
Well, it is a crisis in America. The opioid is a crisis. Obviously, the fentanyl and the other stuff. You hear what Trump's doing right now with Venezuela and Mexico and the Mexican cartels and all the stuff that he's doing, keeping fentanyl out of America. And
bro, don't bring Trump into this because Trump might be the main one bringing it over. So anyway, go ahead. So go ahead. I mean, so to me, that demon, man,
I
I've
don't know
never.
I don't know who you blame when you say who do you blame for. I mean, most of the blame has to go on the people taking them. I mean,
No,
because it
no,
is a
no.
choice. It's a choice to take them.
Let me ask you this. Watching Eddie in the ring made you happy, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Watching Eddie in the ring on the mic gave you all the enjoyment that you liked and wanted to have, right? You love wrestling, right? You love to see these guys. You love to see us in the ring. You love to see the big falls. You like to hear us take these finishes. You like wrestling, right? You're right.
Oh yeah, of course.
So what do you think some of these guys are your heroes? What do you think they do to be able to do that over and over and over and over again?
Well, obviously, they have to take something. I mean, if they're in pain, if they're hurting, if they're working through injuries and stuff and having to mask the pain so they can do their job, I get it. But then you become addicted. It becomes no longer a masking agent. It becomes part of your life. And you
I'm gonna
can't
give you a couple of names because you're talking out of the side of your neck. I'm gonna give you a couple of names. Parasiter, drug problem, right? What kind of problem do you think he had? Pills, alcohol, cocaine, what?
I don't know. I mean, he was on the show a couple weeks ago.
That's why I'm asking you a question. You think you know everything. What do you think? What kind of addiction you think he had?
I'm sure he got hooked on opioids when he did a surgery.
Okay,
That's the
all
first
right.
thing they do.
All right. Well,
So maybe
okay.
we blame the doctor.
Bro, wait a minute. Let me go by a couple of names. Take it easy. Slow down. Are you look me in the eye? Are you on something, boy?
I'm on a podcast with Ernest the Cat Miller.
You on that cocaine, boy. You on that cocaine, boy. I see it around you know. How about Scott Hall?
Oh man, what a talent!
No, just tell me what do you think his demon was?
Alcohol and pills, brother.
Okay, how about Ric Flair, your daddy?
Just alcohol. He don't do drugs.
Just alcohol. You don't think
He's
he
on
ever
some
did?
weed now, but it's his
You don't
own
think
weed.
you don't think he ever did any drugs?
I don't think so. I don't think his heart could have took years and years of cocaine and all that stuff. I think he smoked a little weed and drank a lot.
How about Marcus Bagwell?
Marcus was wild back in the day. Now he wasn't coiling nothing. He'd do about all of it, I think.
How about Jeff Hardy?
He's another one that loved the pain pill.
What about his brother?
He's another one, but he kicked the habit.
Okay, well, how about this? How about Bret Hart?
I don't know about Bret. Did Bret do it too?
What do you think?
I don't know. He had that stroke.
What about Hulk Hogan?
Well, now that's what Ric Flair done put out there on the streets that he died of street drugs, that he got got a bad pill from somebody.
Let me finish that. What about Roddy Piper?
Cocaine, baby. He loved it.
What about Jake the Snake?
He loved it all. Loved it all.
What about Sonny? Female Sonny.
Yeah, not Sonny Ono. He wouldn't take a drug.
Hey, bro, stop playing. Just answer the question. These are serious questions.
Yeah,
Sonny,
hold
on, wait a minute.
Female in AOL's history. Wrestled with a lot of demons.
What do you think her demon might have been?
Might have been the ding dong. I don't know. I guess it was pills and drugs. I mean, I assume it was pills.
Bro, do you ever get? Hey, Ray, do you ever get serious, man? I mean, this serious conversation.
Serious right now. I think it was drugs and/or pills. I mean, pills and alcohol. I mean, I wasn't with her, but I don't know what.
How about where you speculate with everything? I'm trying. If you answer this question, then I answer some of the question. Right. What about William Regal?
Don't know about William.
Yeah, he had a problem, but what do you think his problem might have been? Alcohol, weed, or pills? Or cocaine?
I would say alcohol.
How about Kurt Angle?
Oh, he definitely was pills.
What about Rey Mysterio?
Don't know about Ray.
Ray had a whole problem. He had a problem about this too.
I did not know that.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. Listen, not that these guys had problem with drugs and alcohol. But with all the names I just called, these are some of the top wrestlers
For sure.
in the business. I worked with all of them. And they all had that same demon. Now, it been a few that say that they were able to clean it up, like Shawn Michael. Shawn Michael said once he looked his son into his eyes and saw that his son recognized that now daddy is not just sleepy, he's drunk or high. He dropped his knees and prayed to God, and he said he dropped everything. He said he stopped doing drugs.
Amen.
So Jake the Snake, you see Jake walking around with his beautiful wife now, and you see Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio said he wouldn't have got clean. Now let me tell you this. I work with all these guys. I would not know how to talk to these guys about getting them help if I wanted to help these guys. I would not want to say, matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and then this gonna lead into the two guys that I have coming up that are wrestling fans. They know all these guys' names. But I remember I used to teach karate when I was 16. I used to teach karate every summer. That was my summer job. But one summer I wanted a different job. And I had a friend that lived a couple of street houses down from me, went into a rehab center.
Oh.
He had to go into drug rehab, and he was about a couple of years older. And I remember taking him because I was the only one who had a car. I drove him in, and he turned himself in. And then before he turned himself in, he told me all about it. So he gonna go here, hope he kicked the habit, get off the drinking. He was drinking. He wanted to kick that habit. So maybe with him going into rehab, he could do that.
28 days.
So I talked to him. He told me I asked him, I said, so what did they do for you? He told me the process. Then he talked about the people, the interesting people he got to meet in there. And everybody had a vice. When I say a vice, everybody had went through something. That's what I wanted my job to be. I wanted my job to be at the rehab center. Not because I had a vice, not because I was a drinker or smoker, knew anything about drugs. So I was happy. I went there and I applied to get a job at this rehab center. And guess what?
As a counselor or what?
I was 16 years old. I didn't know. I just wanted to work there. But when I got there, the lady explained to me at the door, said, listen, it's good that you want to help. But somebody like you can't help these people. And the reason why not here, because these people are here with problems that everybody here have had these problems. So we can talk to each other about these problems. But someone like you had never had a drinking problem. Somebody like you never tried drugs. You would not know what to say. What would we ask you? And how would you help us? And I didn't get the job. It hurt my feeling a little bit because I thought I wanted to drop job. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to somebody who probably experienced some of this stuff, know a little bit about it. And not saying these guys are a drug head, but they brothers, and both of them real ugly. When y'all see them, they're real bad looking boys. Let's get them in here. Let's get them in here, baby.
The Stone Brothers.
The Stone. There they go. The twins, baby.
Yeah.
The twins are here.
Jess and Jarrett, welcome to the show.
My dudes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me?
Your microphone's muted.
Unmute your mic.
Come on, you can do it.
Unmute. There you go. There you go.
Good. You guys can hear us?
We
giving away our age right here.
We get you just fine, man. Let's hear it, guys. What's going on?
Man, you're looking at it. We appreciate y'all having us on.
Hey, man, listen. I'm glad to have you all here. First of all, right now, do you watch any of the content, any of the wrestling stuff?
I'm religious with it. So are you talking about the Cat's Corner or are you talking about WWE?
WWE or AEW? Do you watch?
I watch. I'm big with all of the major programs. So NXT, WWE, SmackDown, Raw, all that. So we live down in South Florida now. Cat, obviously, we met when me and Jesse were living in, up north, and they're coming to Ameribank Stadium for SmackDown on February 20th. and it's been years. You know, all of last year I was hoping that it was going to come, you know, down to Florida, well, down to South Florida, I should say, because they had Saturday night main event, I believe in March last year in Tampa that I didn't go to. But I'm going to be going to the next, you know, SmackDown they got coming down here on the 20th of February.
Well, listen, I may come down there. We may go together.
I would love that. My fiance is going to be going with me, man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I got my fiance watching it. It's she loves wrestling, and it's such an exciting time, right? Especially for the women that are interested in
yeah.
wrestling,
And
just
that's
because the
what.
women talent is so great.
Listen, that's what I was about to ask you. Just slow it down. That's what I was about to ask you. Who do you right now see the future in?
Oh, that's a
Female.
good
Let's
question.
start with the female. Who do you see like this is the future?
I mean, I think that it's unquestionable. It's Stephanie Vaquer. I think Stephanie
Wow.
Vaquer. I think that she's great. La Primera. I think that she's great. Who else? I think Roxanne Perez is great. The Prodigy. You know, she came up through NXT. I think that she's great. I think that with the retirement of John Cena, which I think that it was a passing of the torch, right? If you know anybody who watched the Saturday night main event with John Cena, it was really a catalog of a lot of the big names in NXT, right? And I think that that's what John Cena wanted to do, is he wanted to pass the torch and show everybody that I'm not just retiring, but you know the industry is in good hands. There's a lot of great young talent.
Well, I don't see John Cena passing no torch. Now I like John Cena, but it's more talented people there than ever been, man.
Oh,
You got guys right now that was even more well liked and enjoyed seeing more than John Cena.
Mhm.
Now what male wrestler do you like over there now?
Man, you were talking about Eddie Guerrero. I love Dominic Mysterio. I love Dirty Dom.
Oh,
I think that he's
Dom's
great. I
great.
think he's 28, 30 or something. He's a young man, you know. I think that he's going to be one of those guys that's going to carry the torch.
Call it the Maverick.
I love the Maverick. I love Logan Paul.
I
think that
y'all
he's
like
great.
Yeah.
I like Logan Paul, man. His brother just got his ass kicked down here last.
You can't deny the
weekend.
athleticism of Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of his brother getting his ass kicked, do you think that was part of the storyline? The guy he fought was 6'6", 250 pounds.
Mhm.
So this guy had to know, I need to get my ass kicked just one time so people believe that this stuff is real. So when I fight the smaller fighters, now they'll understand that I'm fighting whoever we put in the ring. So I think it was a setup.
Yeah, I think that you're definitely speaking a lot of truth. So you got to get something believable, right? He has to put himself in a situation where people actually believe he can lose a fight. And I don't think that the line of people that he's faced up to this point, Jake Paul, I don't think that anyone really believed that the people that were standing across the ring had an honest shot. You bring somebody in who's a unified heavyweight champion, and just looking at pure size, if you know nothing about combat sports or boxing or the people's history, the two guys don't even look like they belong in the same atmosphere.
No.
You know, and I think that no one signs up to get their jaw broke in two places.
Exactly.
No one signs up for that. I mean, Kat, you'd know better than me. Maybe you have history like that. You sign up for stuff like that. You know, I don't think that Jake knew what he was getting himself into.
No, with me, I still don't believe nothing. I believe he lost the fight, but I believe, did he get his jaw broken that bad? Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. Maybe you never know. $93 million.
That punch looked real as hell to me. That punch looked real as hell to me.
That right cross closed his ass out.
I saw that Anthony Joshua lost $90 million by winning that fight. I saw that also. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I didn't know that. Now let me tell you this. That show you. Now think about this. Think about a guy who is a professional fighter, trained fighter. And think about those people out there never had any fight classes in their life. Do you see what happened to somebody who is not on the same level as a professional fighter?
Yeah.
Could have been over with, Kat, in 35 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, also, I think he
Yeah.
He did. I think that he deserves, and there's an art to that too, right? Just
Yeah.
being like the art inside the science of the sweet science, right? Of like not getting hit,
Exactly.
and he didn't make it look very scientific. He didn't make it look real pretty. A lot of it was just
Falling to
evading
his
and
knees.
falling to his knees and stuff
Falling
like that. But
around and stumbling and
I'll tell you like this: a person like me with no combat experience, I'm not lasting 30 seconds. I'm certainly not lasting 6 rounds in the ring with Anthony Joshua.
Jesse's not lasting 30 seconds in the ring with you, Cat.
Hey,
Well, I'll knock
hey,
your
let
ass
me-
out in 30 seconds.
well, y'all brother, take it easy. Y'all take it easy. Don't go at each other. Now, let me tell you this though. I think I could stay in the ring with somebody today for 3 or 4 rounds, but I'm gonna end up probably getting my ass knocked out because of my age, not because of my ability, but my age. But the thing is this right here though. Everything now is just like pro wrestling. That match we watched, where it was $93 million and millions of dollars and millions of views, was just like watching a pro wrestling event.
I thought that as I was watching the fight, and I love that you're bringing that up, Cat, because let's not kid ourselves, right? A large majority of people know, especially they have, on Netflix now they have Untold, which is like WWE behind the scenes. We all know that the outcomes are predetermined, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that while I was watching that fight. I was like, man,
You already knew the outcome.
it was predetermined. But we're gonna tune in. We're gonna tune in all the same because it's entertaining.
The story,
It is.
because of the
It's entertaining.
storyline. It was a storyline behind it. It was a storyline behind it. And now today, wrestling, man, it's all about stories now. You got a bunch of actors in the ring, in pro wrestling, in the ring, just telling a good story. You look at Cody Rhodes, good looking guy, small, but ain't nothing to me that showed me that I would fear him on the street. He looked like a good actor.
And
The bloodline looked like good actors, good looking actor. So that's what I'm saying. Everything
you don't think seeing Jacob Fatu on the street, you'd be like,
That's a good one.
The werewolf, I wouldn't want no problems with werewolf.
That's a good one.
Bro,
That's a good
I'm
one.
6'2", 260 pounds. I ain't gonna do that with nobody. I don't give a damn if I saw Mike Tyson on the street. These guys, but if you get to know these guys are convincing in the ring, what they supposed to be. Very convincing in the ring. And one of the brothers, which one is there, man? Which one of the brother had a run in with the cops a few times and
both of us, but me more recently.
Yeah, but yeah,
no, not
Oh.
you guys, because y'all calm down. Don't tell
Damn. I was like, what does he know?
I was ready to beat the bitch up. That's all I remember.
No, I was talking about the bloodline. Shit.
Oh, that was
Jacob
Jacob Fatu.
Fatu.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu. Yeah, he spit on the cops, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was drunk too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not sure. Honestly, I wasn't there, so I can't say.
He had to be, man. But anyway, I want to hear y'all's story a little bit, man, and what you're doing now. Let's just talk to me like one of you guys talk. I forgot which one it was, but one of you guys talked to me at the gym and told me about your childhood, how you grew up, and how you got into like doing the things, fighting with those demons, to correcting yourself and fixing yourself and making yourself a better people, and you helping others now. Which one of you guys want to tell us?
Yeah, so I'll start. It was probably me, Kat, because I saw you the most in at the gym, man. But so I'm just so that everybody that's watching has an idea. I'm Jesse, and this is my brother Jarrett. And I'll start at the end. I'll start at present day. I just celebrated 11 years clean and May 23rd. So I May 23rd, 2014 is the day I decided to stop any moon or mind altering substances. It was just
Why? What made you stop? What made you just?
I'll tell you that. You want to know something, man? Kat, I wish I could tell you there was I had a white light moment or some type of like divine intervention or something like that. But without getting too graphic, and maybe the graphics is what you want to hear, but at the end when I was 23 when I decided to just to stop, and I was shooting heroin and I was smoking crack on a daily, regular basis, and I was in the basement of my mother's home and I was shooting heroin, and I thought to myself, if I died right now, I would owe nothing. I would have impacted nobody's life. and I just felt very, very pathetic. And I was fortunate enough to like have the ability to go to treatment, to go to rehab, and I'd see it in some of my friends do the same thing before me, right? Now they weren't, their situations was not like mine. They had gotten forced into going into rehab through like the justice system and things of that nature. And those types of situations needed to happen to for me to know that it was an option for me. But I was shooting up my last shot, and I thought to myself, man, you are really fucking pathetic. And he's not my brother by blood, but you know he's a really good friend of mine. He watched him grow up my whole entire life, and this is another big part of the reason why I decided to get clean is I was very good at hiding. I wouldn't say I thought I was good at hiding. It probably, you know, a lot of people in my life probably didn't think I was so good at hiding, you know, my addiction. But when uh when it became like my business was out on Front Street and people really started to see who I was and they started to see my track marks and stuff like that, Rusty was one of the people that you know, I really looked up to. And when he found out, I felt like I had let him down. And he punched me in my chest, knocked all the wind out of me. And think about that, I was like 145 pounds, soaking wet, you know, smoking crack and shooting heroin. And he had punched me in my chest, and he told me that you need to go to rehab. And that was like a big moment in my life where I thought, if this guy's telling me I need to get help, I just got into a place where I was beaten enough, spiritually and physically, where I was beaten to the point of reasonability, and that was how I got clean.
Okay. How about you, Jared? Did you
So
go down this same line, or was it something different with you in your life?
you know, so me and Jesse, you know, we were eavesdropping a little bit when you guys were, you know, before we segue into this, and you were talking about, you know, you having the experience of being prescribed pills, um, you know, and my experience was, I believe that I became addicted accidentally, right? I I got into a car accident, and I was prescribed these pills, and after, you know, taking these pills for a little bit of time, I realized that I had a, you know, it gave me an effect, right? Went through the prescription, you know, realized that when I went without them, uh, I would get physically sick, right? And there's a saying, right, that a lot of people don't realize that you're addicted until you have to go without, right?
Mhm.
So after I had gone out without this substance, I realized that the only thing that would make me feel better is putting that substance back in my body, right? These pain pills, right? Now, fast forward some time, right? After taking pain pills for a number of months, uh, they begot that, you know, this is back in 2014. They were getting harder and harder to find on the street, right? So a person like me, and my story is not unique. Jesse and I's story is not unique at all, right? This happens to millions and millions of people, right? Still to this day. And when you can't find your drug of choice, in my case at the time it was pills, right? Painkillers. I went to a cheaper, more affordable option, right? Which was heroin, right? Same effect.
Yeah.
You know, it's an opiate.
Couldn't get those in the suburbs though.
Couldn't get it in the suburbs, right? Where we were raised. So we had to go on the streets, right? And we were in Newark, New Jersey, and my addiction took me to, you know, just asking people in the streets, you know what I mean, in like, you know, very dangerous areas, you know, where we grew up, if they could find heroin, you know what I mean? And again, just like Jesse, I got to a point where I was like, how did I even get here, right? But luckily, it left for me, just like Jesse, I had the resource, you know, and I had people who had gone to treatment and gotten clean before, and I hadn't even realized that that was even an option for me. I didn't realize that, you know, people were living life without the use of drugs. I just thought that this was my life, and you know, it's unfortunate it happened to me, but I just didn't think that there was a way out. And then once I realized that there was a way for me to stop, I kicked drugs for a long time. In 2014, um, I went to treatment, and then I didn't pick them back up, right? Because I got clean in 2014, but I haven't stayed clean all the way through since 2014, like Jesse has, right? Addiction for me, I believe, isn't a disease, right? And all we have is a daily reprieve, and it's a constant it's a constant maintenance, right? You have to continue to do the work every single day, right? So with 9 years clean, I had relapsed, right? And when I had relapsed, right, I put the first substance into my body that I had in 9 years. It wasn't a painkiller. It wasn't a drink or anything like that. It wasn't even my drug of choice. It was cocaine, right? And that similar reason is the reason why I know definitively that I'm truly an addict, is because I know for me, my drug of choice, it's not painkillers, right? It's not alcohol, it's not cocaine, it's not weed, it's whatever's in front of me at the time when I make that decision, right? And I went on I went on a good, 3-day run. And the way that I use is not pretty. It's not like a party. I'm not out with fucking, in the strip club with, partying with girls and all this stuff. I was by myself. It was some of that. It was definitely it started like that, but it didn't end like that. It ended with my brother, coming into my house, right, after not hearing from me for 3 days. And I was up for 3 days using, up for 3 days using cocaine. And then after that, man, like after 9 years of being clean, 3 days of using, it was so difficult to try to stack the days up to just get back to where I was at before. You know what I mean? But
because throwing away the time, right? Throwing away the time, it's like you piss on, like you don't realize how important like a substantial amount of like clean time is until you throw it away.
Exactly.
Like even with like 11 years clean, it's like it doesn't register with me that that's a long time.
It's a very long time.
So with you guys, I mean, okay, that's the bottom of the pail. We understand that. I want the people to hear now about what you guys are doing now.
Oh man,
you guys, and why are you guys doing it? Tell us about your facility and tell us how you came to do that.
You should talk about you should talk about when, because you know how Kat was just saying how he had seen that rehab center and he wanted that job. You should tell him about when you.
So, Kat, it's crazy that you had mentioned that. So, right before you had us on, we heard your story about when you were 16 years old, and a friend of yours or somebody that you knew went to rehab, and you wanted to be involved somehow. You wanted your presence to be felt. You wanted to be helpful, and you ended up not getting that job. When I went to treatment, when I was 23 years old, I was around those people that were probably like not the counselors, but we called them behavioral health technicians, and they were basically just like the babysitters of the drug addicts that were at the facility. And as a 23-year-old, I mentioned this before. My last day using, one of the thoughts that I had was like, if I died, I would have impacted nobody. No one would miss me. No one would even know that I was a blip on life, and then I was gone, and that would be that. And that was like a visceral thing for me. It bothered me. So when I got clean, one of the things that I really wanted to do is I just wanted to I wanted to be helpful. I wanted to be impactful, right? And that's a lot of people's story. And I remember sitting in treatment thinking, I'm going to have one of these one day. I'm going to own one of these because I love being able to help a demographic that, a lot of people don't have an appreciation for, or just at the time, it wasn't like how it is today, man. I think that behavioral health and just addiction, it's taken on a different type of, like sympathy. I think that people are a little bit more sympathetic than they were, 10 years ago. But that was my story, is that I decided that I wanted to get clean. And when I was in treatment, I decided that I was going to own a treatment facility one day. And it took me a while to do it. But in 2021, I opened up Tennessee Valley Recovery, which is located in Knoxville, Tennessee, where I have the opportunity to help people that struggle with not just substance abuse conditions, but also mental health conditions. We've been open since 2021. We're going into our 5th year right now, and it's a labor of love. It's not anything that I expect to be congratulated for, or I don't. That's not what my intention is. It's something that I do happily, and I would do it happily every single day until the day that I die, because it's something that I truly believe in. I think that we do great work, and it's something that needs to continue to be done.
So how did you put that together? Alcohol, substance abuse, and mental.
I mean, it's something that they usually go hand in hand, And again, I think Jared showed he shed a little bit of light on it, but there's data that really supports that addiction starts before the substance is put into somebody's body, right? And one of and the reason why I'll say that is because my experience was introduction to addiction, but way before I started using the actual drugs, physical drugs, was like validation. I loved to be told like that, you know, I was doing the right thing, or I loved the attention that I received from women. It just did something. It released this dopamine effect in my brain that I just got so addicted to, you know, and that translated to when I was in high school, you know, trying to, you know, be the best athlete, or, you know, get the best grades so that the, you know, the teachers would recognize me, or like my coach would recognize me, or the women would recognize me, you know. And when you really peel back the layers, the drugs aren't the problem. The drugs are how somebody that doesn't have the tools to deal with the problems, that's how they deal with the problems. You ask a lot of drug addicts, and the drugs are the solution to the problem. The
Oh,
problem
okay.
is like the depression, or the, you know, the
Oh,
post-traumatic
oh,
stress.
oh,
Or the
bro, wait a
pain, the
minute.
physical pain.
You just hit all the things we were talking about in pro wrestling.
Hmm.
Eddie, I used to travel around with Eddie. And Eddie and I stayed at the same hotel, and he was always like depressed. Even when he wasn't high or drunk, he was always like depressed. He looked like he depressed. You look at Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit, every time I see him, he seemed like he's anxiety, like he had so much energy that he did not know what to do with it. So to me, the drug was just part of that. You know, the way they kind of released that to them. I was reading something this week, and it was talking about how somebody found this Nickelodeon kid star living on the
I saw that
street
too.
of California.
I saw that earlier today.
Yeah, he's homeless. I remember watching this kid. What was his name? Taylor Chase.
Something like that.
Yes, before, after my generation of Nickelodeon, but I saw
Ned's
the video.
Declassified, I think, was the show that he was on. Something like that.
Yeah, I used to watch him, and he's living on the street, homeless, and so many people want to do something for him because they feel for him. They feel
Yeah, but nobody
for him.
has. Like, that's so crazy that no one has.
But
people.
they give him money. They give him money, but his mom just came out and said it's not the money he needs. He needs.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, people are trying to videotape him and make light of his situation, and you know, but no one wants to reach out and actually take him and get him the help he needs.
That's what they said. The help he needs is the mental. He needs the mental help, you know, and a facility that'll take him in and get him the help he needs. Not money. So this is what I think when it comes to drugs. People feel so good. They feel good when they help somebody that need a lot of help. But first of all, you got to find out how to help these people. You know, and I think that's what you guys are doing. You guys are finding out the source of how to get to these people, then find out what they really need to help make them better. So I just wanted to throw that out there when you start talking about the mental and stuff like that, because I see some of the guys in our business, man. Our business, man, pro wrestling is a very, very thoughtful mental thing. It's not all physical, strong. It's like dealing with the business. You got to be up and down. You know, you look at people like Lex Luger. Lex Luger, he gave his life to God. He's a very well-liked person now. But at the time, he was like, people didn't like him. He had a big ego. He was arrogant, you know, and it took him drugs, I think, to feel that way. Now that he's off drugs, he's the nicest guy you ever want to meet. So I'm sorry. So Finna telling us about your facility and how people can get in touch with you guys if there anything you guys can do for them.
So there's nobody that has our name. It's Tennessee Valley Recovery. You can find us on you can Google us. We're located, like I said, we're located in Knoxville, Tennessee. We have an Instagram page, website, Facebook, LinkedIn. You guys could find myself, or you could find Jarrett and Jesse Stone on LinkedIn. Again, it's a labor of love. We're not hard to find. I would give my phone number out to anybody that asks me for it. You know, it's as simple as, and listen, forget about treatment. If you want just another person to speak to about your addiction or your mental health condition, not even in a therapeutic setting, if you just wanted a dude to just hear what you got going on, I'm your guy. Again, it's not something that like it's not about the money. It has nothing to do with that. It's just someone did it for me, so I want to do it for somebody else. Each one teach one.
Now you guys didn't come up to where you didn't have a mother or father, you were poor living on the street, right?
Couldn't be farther from what our story is.
Let's hear your story as a child. How did you tell me about it?
Jack, go ahead. I've been speaking a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, our childhood was great, man. You know, we didn't have, you know, everything that we wanted, but we definitely have everything we needed. You know what I mean? Grew up in a very, like, you know, lower middle class, went to private school, you know, did sports. You know, our parents were divorced, but you know, they did their best to co-parent, you know what I mean? So we saw our father every other week, you know what I mean? We lived with our mother, you know, did relatively well in school and all of these things, you know. And again, Jesse and myself, we took care of each other, watched each other's backs. We had an older brother, you know, who was in our life that, you know, watched us, you know, watched over us as well. So there wasn't any, uh, there was not a situation that happened in our lives that, you know, like knocked us off track. Really, you know, we had every single thing that you could, you know, really want as a child.
Now, you guys are twins?
Yes, sir.
We are.
Awesome. Who was born first?
That's me.
Jack.
All right.
1 minute older, and I never
All
let
right.
him, and I'll never let him forget it.
It's
Well,
like we
let
say
me-
happy birthday, and then in a minute later, we say happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
That's it. We actually just celebrated our 31st last week on the 5th.
Our
Awesome.
35th.
35th. Sorry,
35th.
that's my damn.
So let me get to this. Let's talk about some fun stuff now.
Okay.
Me
Yes,
and Ray against us. Give us your 4-man tag team. 4-man tag team.
4-man
versus-
tag team.
Yeah, versus Ray 4-man tag team. What 4 guys would you put on your team right now? It could be
Past or
anybody.
past or present,
It
or
could be
right now,
anybody.
wrestling right
It could
now.
be- no, it can come from the past. Just put together a team.
Alive
Mount
or
Rushmore.
dead, he
That's
said.
it.
Alive
Really.
or dead.
Our Mount
Yeah.
Rushmore.
Yeah,
This is gonna be
get
hard.
my-
If you're gonna allow us to go first, we're gonna pick the better ones.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
you ain't. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right, hold on a second.
Now, is
'Cause
this
what he's
for
asking-
real?
he's
Is this
asking-
like
he's asking-
a real fight, Cat?
A four-
Or-
a
No,
man-
no. This just entertainment pro wrestling.
We just
All
booking
right, all
a
right.
match.
I'll
you
do two.
got-
You do two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay.
You go one, I'll do one.
We booking a match. Go ahead.
All right. I'll do my 2. You do your 2. Okay.
Remember your 4 too. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm writing it down.
Damn, man. I'm like so we're, like I said, I age stamped myself before. I'm 35 years old. So we grew up in the Attitude Era, right?
Yeah.
The Attitude WWC
Hey, bro,
Monday
you
Night
don't have
Nitro
to-
era.
You don't have to explain. Just call out the name.
All right.
Baby.
All right. I gotta go with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I gotta go with The Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All right.
those are 2 I would have picked. I would have. All right, if that's what you're going with, I'm gonna go with Shawn Michaels. Just the best to ever do it. And just pure wrestling, I'm gonna have to go with Bret the Hitman Hart.
Ooh.
Technician. All right, then.
The excellence of execution. So
Okay,
I've got
go ahead,
Bret
Ray.
and Sean and Stone Cold and The Rock.
Bro, you
Yeah.
can't have the same people. What's wrong with you?
I can't believe
that's-
no one
that's
said
who I'm up
even
against.
you didn't say
That's
The
who I'm
Rock.
up
I did say
Oh,
The
yeah,
Rock.
okay.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. Pick your 4.
Down, Cat. Calm down. I'll put you in my 4 if it makes you happy. You want me to put you in there?
No, go ahead.
All right. Since you went with 3 whites and a half black, I'm gonna go all black.
All right, there we
Go
go.
ahead, man. Get dark on us.
Get dark.
I'm going with Mean Mark Henry.
Sexual chocolate.
I'm going with the sexual chocolate, Mean Mark Henry, and then I'm going to go with the five-time WCW Booker T.
That's right.
We're going to have to throw his brother in there too, since it's a tag team. We got to get Stevie Ray in there.
Oh,
Stevie Ray, and then for my last, I don't know, Cat. Should we go all the way back and hit him with Ernie, the big cat lad?
Okay,
That's what we gonna
remember your 4. Now it's time for my 4.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I'm going with Brian Adam, a friend of the show.
Adam Bomb.
Adam
Okay.
Bomb, friend of the show. I'm gonna go with Ric Flair,
Woo!
Nature Boy.
Dusty Rhodes,
Zephyr
Legend.
Rhodes.
Yeah, the Dreamer.
and Vince McMahon.
What?
Wow.
Vince?
What a
Yeah, now listen.
crazy pull for you, Cat. Crazy pull.
Listen, we all know these guys' talents. We
Yeah.
know who these guys are. We know what they do in the ring. We know how they talk, how they sound. Let's look at your 4. in each one of your 4, I want you to tell me, what are these guys most likely to try? What drug are they most likely to try?
Oh, geez.
Wow, I love this. All right, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin, obviously.
I had a beer.
Hell yeah.
I had another.
A
I had
beer?
another beer.
Yeah, a beer, right?
Okay,
Whiskey.
all right.
Yeah.
A beer.
Another beer.
Man, I feel like The Rock.
What will he be on? What will he use?
I honestly feel just like I feel like The Rock wouldn't do drugs.
All right,
Oh,
but
come
that's not
on,
the question
bro.
now.
Bro,
I feel like he
look,
wouldn't.
don't
All right,
be
okay.
You never
All right.
know. You never
All right,
know.
so just The Rock. If we're talking about Attitude Era Rock, larger than life, like the People's Champ.
Hey,
All
bro,
right, it's not
you
my
don't
question.
have
I
to.
got it.
You don't have to.
Do
You don't
your
have to
role
apologize.
and shut your mouth.
Just tell him.
I think that for him it would be cocaine. He like use the designer drugs. I think that would be
That's
that
what
would
you
be the
see.
drug.
I was going to go with ecstasy.
Now
but go
remember-
ahead, go.
Ecstasy would be good too.
Yeah.
Now
Ecstasy would
remember,
be good too.
this just based off their personality that we know over TV. Not saying that this is what they did. Or,
Yeah, no, of course.
this is what they done. Okay, go ahead, finish.
Okay, yeah. So I think that I'm gonna stick with that, right? Just based on their personalities, their wrestling WWE personas. Definitely alcohol for Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Definitely cocaine.
I think that you missed with The Rock. I just as a person who just knows he loves to perform, I would have said Viagra.
The drug of choice. He's a hard
You
man
got-
to put down.
You guys got 2 more. What I mean, what's
That's right.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
no,
what's up with Brett?
So for me, Brett, I'm gonna say I'm just gonna throw a blanket statement over both of these guys, just as, because I know from what I've heard from the media, just the little bit of their history, painkillers. It's just
Oh.
they just both really love the alcohol. Well, I know that Sean liked the alcohol and the painkillers, but I know that Brett did also.
Oh, okay. All right. You up next, Ray.
Sean and I used to take a lot of barbiturates and drink a lot of vodka.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you thinking about Sean? You going just straight pain pills and alcohol with him?
Yeah,
Shawn who?
those
Sean,
Shawn
who?
Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Is he
Yeah,
one of
those are-
your guys?
He was one of the 4.
Okay, all right. Who else?
That's it.
He said Shawn Michaels. So Jesse had. So our 4 is The Rock, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels.
Yep.
Now you got 4, Ray. You got to pick 4. What the hell are you talking about?
We
know.
know. No, yeah, we know. The 4
They've
black
already
guys.
picked us 4. They've
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
picked
yeah.
their drugs.
Now it's you, Ray. It's you, big.
You're up, Ray.
Well, I'm gonna start with Ernie Ladd because he's dead and he can't kill me. So we're gonna go with him. I'm gonna say Big Ern back in the day. He probably liked a little bit of that booger sugar. He probably got
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
got a little
Nose
up on
beers?
that cocaine.
Nose beers.
That's right.
Yeah, man. And Stevie Ray, I'm gonna say him and Book probably twist up a damn joint and drink some Hennessy.
Woo wee.
Twist
Yeah,
up
those
a
reds,
joint
yeah.
and do some Hennessy. They
That's
kind of
easily.
low on the, they ain't gonna
Yeah.
be doing that.
That's
hard
really,
shit.
really on the nose too.
100%.
They ain't doing none of that hard shit. And Mark Henry, he ain't getting near no damn drugs. He might do 1 or 2. He might bite the head off a Dino on a Flintstone vitamin, but I don't think he's gonna be doing no drug. Hell, he don't even
And then
drink.
he might do some Ozempic.
He might.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He might hit a little Ozempic. He might be
That's
there
right.
bear on
Now,
it.
right, little-
now with my 4,
Little jab.
I got Brian Adam.
What do you
Okay.
think A-Bomb would be doing?
Oh man, he was on a lot. I think he smoked a lot of weed. Get off
My
the
man.
weed. Get off the weed.
Get off the weed.
And Ric Flair was, I said,
Another Viagra guy.
Definitely.
I said a heavy drinker.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, for
Now,
sure.
now Dusty Rhodes, I don't know what a guy like him would be on.
Let me tell you something, baby. I've done it all. I've snorted lines from here to Kalamazoo. And
Okay.
all points in between.
What a
Okay.
great
Right.
great American
It
Dream
was such justice.
rendition. That is so great. That was perfect.
Okay, well, the cocaine, we get him off the cocaine. And Vince McMahon, baby, you know what Vince into. Everybody know what Vince into.
Go on.
The
Child
blue pill,
pornography.
the blue pill, the
Uh-huh.
blue pill.
That's it.
Blue pill.
I called it.
Well, Viagra?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the Viagra,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He might be a straight Cialis guy. He might
Yeah.
just
He was a
bypass
straight-
He
Cialis.
might just cut right to the chase.
Mhm.
And you know, I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy where we could kind of see what people personality they are and what they're like and something, what the possibilities are. Because if we know what the possibilities are, we can cut it off. We can help these people.
Yeah.
You know, we could just say The Rock might be that person to use from his personality to use cocaine. Maybe we can cut that off. Maybe we can get somewhere to get to his head so he won't, you know, so it won't ever get there before us. And when I say us, we're talking about friends and family, because I have family member who's on drugs who I wish I could have done something before I found out what they were doing. Because by that time it was too late. You know, and Ray was talking to me about one of his friends who just passed on, and
today, passed away this morning.
Very
sorry to hear,
condolences.
And you know, I don't want to make this a sad storyline, but drugs is our demons, and it's out there. And you know, and when you're watching pro wrestling, man, your favorite wrestler can have those demons that they're working with,
and you never even would know it.
And you'll never even know it, man. And people like you who had those problems before, and you're doing something about it, not just for you guys, but for other people. I take my hat off to you guys.
I appreciate that. I think that it's worth mentioning, guys, that, you know, for as many people that struggle, you know, in silence, that struggle, you know, at the workplace or whatever the case is, that many people are also recovering, right? You know, are living productive lives without the use of alcohol or drugs or whatever the case is. And oftentimes, man, it comes with just having the right coping mechanism, like Jesse was talking about, right? I know people who have substituted using drugs and alcohol with martial arts, right? With karate, with jujitsu, with wrestling, things like that. You know what I mean? It's just a way. It's just, you need another outlet, right?
Exactly. What you don't want to do is like go from drug addiction and alcohol dependency to like gambling, like you replace
and that's just, it's like whack-a-mole.
Yep,
it's like whack-a-mole. You're just, you know, hitting one down, another one pops
and that goes back to the maintenance that Jared was talking about, right? Because that's what a lot of the times when people, it's great to get in recovery, man. It's hard to stay in recovery, right? And those vices that you had talked about, those are the things that lead people right out the door.
Well, let me ask you this: what do you think about John Cena retirement match? You guys, what do you guys think about that?
I watched it, man. I think the guy went on his own terms, man. You know, I think that that's the way that he wanted. Now, as a fan, I didn't like it, right? I didn't think that it was a particularly. I just didn't think it. I mean, you think he gave up so much to pro wrestling that he should go out better, right? That's what I thought. Personally, yeah. And I had heard for weeks, you know, that Gunther was going to win that match, right? Just because I follow a lot of these pages on Twitter and all that stuff. So I was hoping that I was wrong, right? Because there's always that slight chance, and that's what makes wrestling so great, is that even if you know what's going to happen, there's still that element of like, well, do you know 100%, right? You knew that like Gunther is 20 years younger than this guy, right? He's in way better shape, right? That for all intents and purposes, Gunther should kick this guy's fucking ass, right? Excuse my language. But again, there's still that element of like, can Cena pull it off? And I think that as fans, we were all hoping that would be the case.
Well, I'm gonna get into John Cena, and this is what I think John Cena was thinking the whole time he was being choked out. His eyes are closed. He feeling the big arm close in on his neck. He's about to fade out. And the one thing that I'm thinking now, if I was him, and I could think for him, it would have been, I've done 23 years here. I'm proud of everything. Everything I've done. Now it's time for the new generation to take over. And then he tapped and said, I'm done. So that's what I think, that picture of him smiling and looking so relaxed in the ring. That's just smirking. Like you ever, no, it was, I don't think it was a smirk. I've seen a person die before with a smile on their face and happy to go because they felt like I've gave this world everything I've had.
And what's waiting on me is better than what I got. So let's go.
Yeah, when God asked me What about all that talent I gave you? What about all that stuff? What did you do with it? That person, look on his face on his way out of here, looked like that person stood in front of God and said, I gave it all away. Somebody, I left it down there, God. Every talent you gave me, every piece of thing you gave me, I gave it away. And that's what John Cena, to me, it just put me in the mind of that person. The way he laid down with the smile on his face. You know, he could have been, but he laid down with the smile. He took it with a smile on his face because he gave himself 23 years.
To leave the place better than he found it.
100%. And that's all he wanted, yeah.
He was determined to leave it better than he found it. And a man that prided himself on 23 years of hustle, loyalty, and respect and don't ever give up, gave up.
Bro, listen, and I don't think he gave up. I think he had to finish the deal. That means you done. You finished. That don't mean you gave up. That just means you finished.
Means you give up. You didn't pass out.
It's pro wrestling. It's pro wrestling, boy.
Yeah.
It's pro wrestling, boy. That's not giving up.
Tapping out means you give. I give.
He fulfilled his contract.
Dude, yeah, exactly. That's what it means. My contract is over.
Yeah.
My contract
My ambassador brand just started. I'll be back in a suit.
It's just like
I will say this is that I do like how a lot of, the way that the direction of the WWE is going, how people who have carried the company for such a long time are getting their flowers and they're getting the opportunity to do these retirement tours, and I'm sure Kat, you had given so much of your life to the industry, and I'm sure that you probably wish that type of thing was incorporated in your career of like, imagine if you had an opportunity to go on a retirement tour and, everybody knew this was going to be your last year wrestling.
The best part of it in WCW wasn't there where I gave most of my time. But let me tell you this right here. When I travel and do these shows that I'm doing now, I'm getting the love that I never thought I'd receive from these guys right now. When I go to the WWE show and I walk backstage, everybody back there know who I am. Everybody tell me, thank you, I watch you, I did. And I mean, it's unbelievable with the respect.
You're a character that resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, but you don't think that. You don't really think. I never thought like, okay.
Well, you're not an egomaniac.
Right. That's not surprising for us to hear.
I'm out here wrestling Santa Claus. I'm yelling at this lady. I'm making everybody laugh. I never thought that one day somebody going to come up to me and say, oh, you entertained me and my family. And we just so glad we was a part of wrestling back in those days. I never thought like that. But now when I walk in the back and I see these young stars huddle up and this is what happened. One turned, saw me, and he turned to whisper. I heard him when I walked back, is that the cat? And the guy said, yeah, that's the cat. And the guy stood up and said, man, cat,
you
man,
owe me $30 for that dice game.
This is lit, man. This is lit. You are here. You are here.
Yeah.
You are here. But see, that right there mean a lot to me. And that's why I got this podcast. That's why I come on and we don't just talk wrestling all the time. I want wrestlers to hear what people out there in the world got to say about them. You guys are doing something great for me. I think you guys are doing something good. You giving back, you helping people that you guys understand. And I want people, and then you can talk about Stone Cold. You can talk about these guys that you guys enjoy. To me, that's a great combination. That's a win-win.
100%, man. And I love that you're shedding light on that because, like I said, there's a lot of people who struggle with, the horrors of addiction, but there's a lot more people like myself and Jesse, who have, are living, very, very productive lives. And just like Jesse said, each one teach one, it's like, you can't keep what you have unless you give it away. That's what they say.
Well, let's go then. Give everybody your email, your social media, so when they look for you, they come here and they see this, they can find you.
Can you pull it up, Cody, and just flash their thing on the screen?
But wait a minute, our producer might be drunk, right? Is he still?
Oh, no.
He's drinking a non-alcoholic.
Does he need a place to go? We can scholarship if he needs to. We got a nice place for you in East Tennessee.
It's a little bit chilly out in Knoxville right now, but it's beautiful this time of year.
You need to kick the habit of non-alcoholic Heinekens.
He did have a beer in his hand. Now I don't know what that meant. He said
that's fine. We might need to.
That's called admission criteria.
Yeah, we might need you to go to the hospital, get medically cleared before you admit with us.
There he is.
Okay, that's enough slander. That's enough slander. I did it as
What do
a
you-
joke. I had one non-alcoholic beer before the thing.
Oh, nice. The 0-0.
All right.
Those are great.
0-0.
All right.
Can you throw
All right,
up
yeah,
their,
so
can
yeah,
you
so
throw
so
up
our
their,
so our
website?
Insta all right, so the website is www.tennesseevalleyrecovery.com.
Okay.
My man can throw your whole deal up on the screen here in just a second for the people.
Yeah, go ahead. That'd be great. Yeah, that would be great, man.
I can only type so fast.
Because he's a magician. He looks like Dominic Mysterio.
And
But,
anybody that's interested in actual, like, looking in like actual treatment, there it is. That's it. And you'll find that right on the website. Admissions at TennesseeValleyRecovery.com is the best way to get in contact with us if somebody struggles with mental health or substance abuse condition and actually is considering getting help for themselves or for a loved one. That's the best way to get in contact with us.
Amen.
And I'll link this in the description as well.
Yeah, in the thumbnail or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, perfect.
I got you.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
Instagram is the same, like Jesse was saying, we're on, every major social media platform, right? So you can find us on Instagram, Tennessee Valley Recovery. You can also find us on Facebook, Tennessee Valley Recovery as well. Same thing with LinkedIn. So, we're doing our best to reach as many people as we possibly can. As a matter of fact, if you go on Tennessee Valley, if you click that, if you click the reel right there, you'll see Jesse. He actually just he just did like a little reel for us, which was great.
I'm not logged in.
I don't know if you could.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, but yeah.
So listen, guys, I want to thank you guys for coming, man. And anytime you guys want to come on and talk some wrestling stuff, now we know who you guys are. This is just our first time on here. We wanted to have you on to introduce you guys to the audience. And now you guys got to come on and give us some prediction and
I'll do that, man.
Wrestling.
Cat, but you got to do something for us, man, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Ask.
What's that?
Would you be willing to come up to East Tennessee and run a group for us? Because, like I said, a lot of people they need a way to decompress, and they need an outlet. And I think, if you were to come in, maybe teach your group on martial arts or something like that, I think that the clients would get a lot from that.
Bro, I'm angry right now. I will probably hurt something. No, of course I will. Of course
that
I will.
Would be great. We would love that.
That's
all right. You got me. You guys got me, man.
That's
hey,
the deal.
brother, listen. Thanks for coming. And
we appreciate you guys having us. Thank you so much.
Right. Absolutely.
Cat, February 20th, SmackDown down in Ameribank, man. I'm hoping I'll see you there.
No, just hit me up. I might be down there. We'll go in the back and let you guys see how the cat is treated.
I would love that. Listen, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there.
Carpet.
All right, cat.
All right, brother.
All right. Somebody call my mama.
No, somebody call her.
We ended?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.